do want to say a few words here. And naturally, the first thing that I would like to say, and on behalf of the lay order of St. Michael, is thank you for your presence at Our Lady's Mass, at Mary's Mass. I guess it's Our Lady's Mass, too. And certainly we all appreciate your presence, your support for Mary's first anniversary Mass. And one thing with Mary, a couple of points here with my twin sister Mary, is she always said that the spirit of the Baysiders, that was numero uno. She thought that we were the best. The spirit, the energy, the goodness, the compassion. She was so clear on that. And she does speak with a little of experience because, as you know, she was the caretaker at the Carmelite monastery, and people of all stripes would walk through that door. Conservative, Orthodox, traditionalist, right-wing, and sometimes even left-wing, but she saw them all, and a lot of them at the dining room table. And so for her to issue that statement is quite a compliment, that she really, first and foremost, appreciated and loved the spirit of the Baysiders. There's just something about it. I couldn't agree with her more. And it's not because she's my twin or we're twins either. There is. And of course, we all attribute it to Our Lady of the Roses, Mary, Help of Mothers. And as I was saying last night, good people, with Mary, that really she had a transformative change, I guess as we all have, right? Through the message and the counsel, the graces of Our Lady of the Roses, Mary, Help of Mothers. Saints are not born, they're made. And Mary wasn't a saint. It was a journey, a process for her. But she cooperated with the graces of God, but it was triggered by Bayside. And she was always very, very clear on that. And when you consider her life, it really was an amazing journey, I might say. I mean, with her, really, she got married. She converted her husband, Tom, who was, actually, I think he was baptized, but his parents, his mother, by her own admission, said, I'm a pagan. She was a non-believer. And so Tom was kind of a lost soul, if you will. He would tell you that. And a lot of people out there, lost poor souls, aren't they, these days? But anyways, through Mary, his wife, and Our Lady of the Roses, he converted to the Roman Catholic faith. And they had 6 beautiful children. And as I said so many times, Mary would literally, the instructional book for raising kids, believe it or not, was the Pink Book in her household. You ask the kids, and it was all about the Pink Book. And as we've said here so many times, we often just identify Bayside with doom and gloom of the apocalypse or apocalyptic happenings. And that's only half true. The other half is the wit and the wisdom and the beauty of Our Lady's counsel. And that's what Mary did with all of her kids. And I think it really shows. All of her kids are practicing Catholics, wear the brown scapula. One of them, of course, is a Mother Superior in the Carmelite community in Fairfield, Pennsylvania. And one of the last, it's not one of the last conscious act that Mary performed was a meeting with the 2 mothers. They are in the midst of a $21 million monastery build in Fairfield. And because of Mary, as you know, is very multi-talented, a designer, a decorator, an artist, a writer. She really helped us immensely. But she was in on a meeting with the both mothers when she fell ill, and that would lead to her 11 or 12-day final agony. It was after that meeting. So, but that's how much the mothers respected her wisdom and her knowledge and expertise. Because when Mary and Tom, they pulled up stakes from Cape Cod which is a beautiful area to live. Tom was a paramedic and firefighter, but they pulled up stakes from there, and they went to Pennsylvania to become a caretaker for the Carmelite monastery where their daughter was a nun in Elysburg. And they built the caretaker's house. Mary and Tom, virtually, they built it. Tom said that Mary did it, and I can understand that. I mean, even a lot of the grunt work Mary did too, but she certainly designed it and decorated it for sure. And anything major, she called Bill a couple of times. Bill went down there with his expertise as a general contractor before he came here, so that was a big help. And but between Elysburg, and because there was such an abundance of vocations, there was a new foundation in Fairfield, so they also built that caretaker's house as well. So it was really a labor of love. It wasn't easy because in between, as you remember, her daughter Mary Rose, she's, I don't know, how many brain surgeries has she had now? 6 or 7. And then if you remember, Michael had a very terrible skiing accident in which he was lucky, he broke his back, but he's lucky he's not paralyzed from the waist down. So that was an ordeal. Among other things, she was in the midst of battling breast cancer. And that was quite a challenge as well. And there was other trials and tribulations for sure. But I think she really managed it very, very well, and she attributed it so much to Our Lady of the Roses, Mary Help of Mothers, and the graces received. But she died a loyal daughter of the church, loved Bayside, loved the Carmelites, loved Holy Mother Church, and I know that she is interceding amongst all the other Baysiders as well. And I had mentioned we just celebrated All Saints Day. And how many Bayside saints are up there, right? You could name some yourself. And it's not just Mary, that's for sure, of course not. Obviously, we're going to mention Brother Lou. If Brother Lou isn't up there, oh my goodness.
Then we're in trouble.
Oh my goodness. Anne Scrivener. Oh, faithful for decades. She was decades.
We wouldn't have all the messages if it wasn't for her.
I mean, she died at 94, was it?
Something like that.
94 years old. And, well, you think of Ted Cash, Bernie, Perry Montemero, Bridie Quinn. Yes. Oh, we could list so many. And beautiful souls that were faithful and true. And they may have not had wings on their back necessarily, but whatever warts or defects they had, I think the penance of doing these outside vigils and holy hours has to atone for a lot of our defects and sins and failings, if you will. But above all, I think what shines through with all of these people is their light, their vision, their brilliance from the graces, the joy. I think that always shines through. The peace and the joy and the light, which, again, where would we be without Our Lady of the Roses? And that's what Our Lady's doing, is producing saints. I think Bayside, you could call, is a saint factory, right? Okay. 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 I mean, I'm not talking like something Chinese made or something. Okay. Okay. That's one thing you just said. Okay. No offense. Okay. But it is. It really is a saint factory because it's producing saints because of the massive graces. Cure, conversion, healing. Fantastic. Fantastic. And Mary, of course, goes way back. She was very friendly with, remember Sister Christine from Stamford, Connecticut? And Marion Morris. She lived in Stamford there for a while. She became very close with Marion Morris and Sister Christine as well. And I remember, boy, she was coming home from 95 from one of the vigils. This was before she was married. And she did a 360 in the middle of 95. I know, in a Honda. When I heard that, and that she escaped that, I go, wow. Whew. Yeah, amazing. That was amazing. And what about that time? Do you remember, Bill? She left late at night.
And I told her not
And
to.
Tom was saying, we better not.
No, I told her not to leave. I said, get a hotel. No, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And then she fell asleep at the wheel.
And she got in she got in a serious accident. Who was in the car?
Everybody.
Everybody, yeah, all the kids, right?
All the kids.
Yet everyone survived, obviously.
Everybody survived. She fell asleep and somebody, either she hit the side of a bridge or something, but everybody was fine.
Yeah, no injury. Yeah, amazing. Just a banged up car. So, well, I think, what does that show? The Father has ordained our time and hour, and there was more work for Mary to do. And that she did. My goodness, she did tremendous work. And as I said, the lay order of St. Michael, we are so grateful for her contributions. She did these statues behind you. She painted a couple of those statues right behind you, right there. And St. Robert Bellarmine upstairs. She would help with our, of course, decorating, designing, construction work, interior work at our home, at the office. She would help with writing, editing, proofing, counselor. I would often seek her opinion or counsel. And so the lay order, she was just a tremendous help to the lay order of St. Michael. And that's why I really felt compelled, if not obligated, to do some type of mass for my twin sister, for all of her extraordinary work. So I feel a little bit better for that we did return a little favor here. This beautiful mass in which you attended, and I know she appreciates that, Mary, and loves all of you. Like I said, I can't emphasize that enough. Some of you she knew better than others, but I tell you, if you were a Baysider, she loved you. She loved you because she loved the Spirit and what it represents. I thought it was interesting. John says to me this morning at the Holy Hour, he says, Michael, I just have an inspiration. I'm going to hang the crucifix or the rosary like we formerly did across the two hands of the Blessed Mother. And I remember Our Lady did saying that in the message that she liked that. And, okay, cool, that's fine. Well, as it turned out, the crucifix was just above the image of Mary. The crucifix was hanging here, and it landed right around there. So it really looked kind of nice with the pictures, with the photos and everything. Thought that was kind of neat. But anyways, yeah, she certainly did do a lot of suffering. No question. That's the way to heaven. That's the way to heaven, is carry your cross. And we've told you many times, you talk about the wisdom of the Bayside message. You know where I'm going with this, right? What did St. Teresa, the little flower, say? She says, I have a little secret of heaven. What is it, all of you Bayside scholars?
And the eternal Father will give you rest.
St. Teresa, the little flower, said, I have a little secret for you, that if you ask for more suffering, you will get less. My little secret is to echo St. Teresa, because you can't go wrong there. My secret is to follow Veronica of the Cross. Follow Veronica of the Cross, Brother Lou, Anne Scrivener, Mary Bauer. I knew Mary Bauer's life intimately. Man, did she suffer. She really did. Wow. I think that perhaps resonates the most with me, with Mary, is that she pointed out the wit, the wisdom, the beauty of the message. Remember, we've said it so many times, Our Lady said, think your way to heaven. Remember that excerpt? It doesn't always have to be, as Our Lady said, organized or formal prayer. It can be meditation. It can be reflection. It could be words, just heartfelt words in front of the Blessed Sacrament. Remember, someone asked the Cure of Ars, you're in front of the Blessed Sacrament for hours. What are you doing? What are you saying? He says, Jesus looks at me, and I look at Jesus. So I think that's the main thing. And read, I'm telling you, read the messages. That excerpt, do I have that excerpt that I read last night of the vigil? I thought that was cool. Remember, Our Lady said, I gave you the instructions that I understand with the human condition of fear, indecision. She said, just in moments like that, just pray one Ave. Lifting up your spirit, lifting up your soul, and pray one Ave. And this will be dispelled. So that's wow. This is what I mean. This is what Mary Bauer was saying. The wisdom of Our Lady of the Roses. When I read that, I don't even remember reading that. I mean, as far as I've read all the messages, but of course, there's so much. Of course. There's over 300 messages. You can't remember everything, right? But wow, when I read that, I go, wow, that's very appropriate. And who can't do one Ave? Okay, Our Lady's not saying a rosary. So, Joe, if you're packing the shelves at Wall Bombs and something's disturbing you, you can say one Ave. You don't have to pull out your rosary beads or something, or throw a can of tomato soup at someone, you know. You know? But that's... Pardon?
Then he has to say a whole rosary.
Then, yeah, there you go. That's right, then you would, right, Dahlia? Boy, Dahlia, you're really sharp. You're ready. You're in fierce form, Dahlia. And thank you once again for attending Mary's first anniversary Mass. And I know certainly I would encourage you to invoke her, and along with, oh yes, yeah, right, we're going to do the cake. Yeah, along with Brother Lou. Oh yeah, that's a good point, John. Yeah, that's right, beautiful cake here. And of course, this was Mary's favorite excerpt. I have my eyes on heaven. Where do you cast yours? I have my eyes on heaven. Where do you cast yours? April 1984. Okay, that was Jesus. Yeah, I'd love that one too. I have my eyes on heaven. Where do you cast yours? Yeah. Anyways, that was on Mary's funeral card. It was on plaques at her casket. Remember, Mary, her funeral mass was celebrated by a bishop. She had priests from the Carmelites, fraternity, Franciscans, diocesan priests, the Baysiders, the lay order of St. Michael. She had a nun's funeral, that's right. She had the special privilege, that's right, of a bride of Christ, a funeral for a bride of Christ. Wow. And she's buried on the lot of the Fairfield Carmel that she put so much energy and time into.